Not good news here today. Not, hey, he's out for week one or anything like that, but JJ's pretty much confirmed by his head coach that he won't be playing or doing really anything until week one. And while it's good we don't have a report saying JJ's questionable for week one, or we don't know if JJ's going to play week one, it's never good to walk blindly into opening day and say, hopefully this is over. Hopefully things got better. Hopefully JJ's situation won't be something where he goes on the field, feels it tighten up, and then he's off to the sideline. Look, you can play these Malik Neighbors toe and Justin Jefferson hamstring injuries the way you want. You can pretend that everything's going to be just wonderful. Rose petals, white doves, everything will be perfectly okay. Why? Because it has to be. These are big name players. JJ has to be okay. He's amazing. Malik Neighbors has to be okay because he looks good right now. But these are two very problematic players that you have to ask yourself. It's not about, do I doubt that they're the most amazing player in the world? JJ could be the number one overall player in fantasy football any given year. Malik Neighbors could be the next Jamar Chase as early as 2025 per start. Malik Neighbors could be number one through 4 weeks of football, but still get taken out week 14, 15 to go have surgery because the Giants are, 5-6 wins, can't have no playoff shot. JJ could walk out onto the field in week one and go, throw his helmet down and then just be out for the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, coming out of a first quarter of week one. I'm not saying avoid these guys entirely. I'm not trying to make any sort of hardline stance. Avoid JJ, he's going to bust. Avoid Neighbors, he's going to bust. But you have to ask the question at the ADP, is there a safer player that is going to do pretty much the same thing? And maybe even the exact same thing. That is the question we're here to ask today, the Fantasy Football Show. Breaking news edition. Jefferson out the entire preseason and will hopefully play week one. Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
No one likes to be here for these episodes, especially when we're talking about players we love. We love Malik Neighbors. We talked about him yesterday. We'll talk more about Malik Neighbors on the 8 p.m. show, which is in about an hour and a half anyway. But we go live when news breaks, and while this news has been simmering a little bit, I wanted to come on here and do a separate compartmentalized live stream on this topic alone. We'll cover some of it at 8 p.m. again, like I said, with Neighbors. But this is a tough break right now because we just don't know. The report here, I'll read it. There's two different reports here. This one coming from ESPN tweet here. It does not sound like the Vikings plan to. They're not planning to use JJ at all with the hamstring until the regular season, is what he's talking about here. Kevin O'Connell said you still want to have him back sooner rather than later. And then he said, this is from O'Connell, I have zero worry about the opener, which is good. Zero worry about him playing the opener. My worry is that he goes out there and they don't know where it's at. They don't know if the hamstring's going to feel tight. They don't know if JJ's going to throw his helmet into this, into the pine and just, show frustration, and all of us go, oh God, not again. You got to remember, we had a whole season taken out with this hamstring of JJ's. You got to remember, reflecting back, we all said, I don't know if this guy can stay healthy anymore. We forgot that there was that moment in time, but there is some PTSD we've shoved down into the abyss and haven't wanted to remember. But there was a moment, it wasn't like 2 seasons long really, but it was a moment where he had a hamstring riddled season. And we literally said, what do we do for the next year? Is he over it? And even JJ, when he came back from injury, said, I'm scared that it's gonna, I'm gonna have issues again. He said he truly was worried that he wouldn't be able to stay healthy and he didn't know what was going on. And now we've got a hamstring injury again. And sometimes people have a predisposition to hamstring injuries. And I'm not saying, like, understand what I'm saying here. I am not saying this is the next Mike Thomas. I am not saying this is Cooper Kupp, where we get several great years and then they or two couple great years, then they vanish. Cooper Kupp only had one amazing year, then he had partial amazing years that would have been amazing if he played the whole season. I am not saying that JJ is going that route, but we have to remember that those things have happened and the rug got pulled out from under us on Mike Thomas, who was the number one wide receiver in fantasy football. Cooper Kupp was the number one wide receiver in fantasy football. I mean, it's not crazy to think that a player could get derailed here and there more than we ever want, let alone get raptured from the fantasy football world. Now, this is the guy that is the number one player in NFL history in yards per game as a wide receiver. I believe it's 98 yards per game. Unbelievable. This is probably the most talented wide receiver overall in the National Football League. More talented than Jamar Chase in many ways. He has a much different situation, and this guy overall is the most talented wide receiver in the league. Jamar Chase is a technician in very specific things that make him in fantasy the number one wide receiver. In the NFL, top three. Jamar Chase is top three, not taking away from Jamar Chase at all, but this is probably the number one. Neighbors might be on his way to being the number one, but now Neighbors has the toe. I'm not worried about Neighbors long term. I don't feel like as soon as they fix the toe, he'll be fine. The problem is that might come at the cost of the second half of the season or the last quarter of the year with Malik Neighbors. I think people just don't want to accept that. And I'm not saying to avoid him at all costs. We'll talk about Neighbors at 8 p.m. But this situation, it's like putting a blindfold on and walking into week one and taking it off and hoping this is going to be okay. Right? Right? I mean, can someone hold my hand and walk into week one? That's what we need to, that's how we're preparing for this thing. I have zero worry about opening the opener, but there's a lot of time between now and then. What that looks like, where we're going to be smart. But at the same time, he wants to get back out there. We don't know what the hell is going on. According to this report, this guy from ESPN, Kevin Seifert, saying that he thinks that he might not be used again for the rest of the regular season. This report here we got from Underdog just basically says the same quote, but it says that head coach O'Connell on Justin Jefferson hamstring sitting out until the regular season. Everything we can get our hands on right now does signify that the intention is that he sits out until the opener and he's going to walk right in. We'll take the blindfold off and we'll hope everything's okay. That is something that I am a little bit concerned about. So I guess, we'll hit phone lines here right away because there's not much more news to go over. But where's his ADP go? Does his ADP drop because of this news? Does he fall down to, let's say, 1.10? And then we say, okay, well, even if he, let's say, pulled his hamstring, missed 2 or 3 games, came back in week 5, is he still JJ worth this? Probably not if he misses that amount of time. But we got to ask the question, where's his ADP go? Does it fall far enough to where we love it? Does it not fall far enough to where we're still out? Are people going to say he's not ruled out, so I'm not going to drop him? Maybe overall a couple of scared Scotties and nervous Nellies make him drop a pick or two, but not enough to compensate and make it worth, taking him over Jeanty at this point. And I've already said this, over Neighbors and JJ, Jeanty is the pick for me. And you can say, oh, a rookie, are you out of your mind? Didn't you see MHJ, Smitty? MHJ, how could you want to pick a rookie over JJ, over Neighbors? Very easy. This could be the number one running back in the National Football League. I still have Jamar Chase. I still have Bijan. I still have, I got to open the phone line, sorry. I still have Gibbs. I still have Jeanty. I still have, and JJ was there, but now I'm starting to feel like Jeanty's moving ahead of JJ. And that might not jive for everybody. I don't think you can see Bijan's name. Let's give him the respect he deserves. I don't think that'll jive with everybody, and I don't care. I'm not here to please people. I'm here to tell you what I believe to be the case, what I think is the best course of action, what is the best remedy for a problem, what is the breaking news. Let's dissect it. Am I always right? No. But I believe we bring a lot of logic and good educated guessing that's built off of 23 plus years of doing this professionally. And I'll tell you right now, that JJ thing, while it could work out, it reeks of disappointment at some point during the year. And at the point of saying Jeanty is going to bowl out to the tune of what JJ's producing anyway, this is a guy that's probably going to score more touchdowns than JJ. This is a guy that might have 1,500 plus rushing yards. And if we had 12 touchdowns and 1,500 yards out of JJ, we'd be pretty happy. So why don't we take the guy that's guaranteed 1,500 total yards and probably 15 total touchdowns in Ashton Jeanty? He is a top 5 overall player. He just is.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
It's not good. It's not good. This from Luke, listening from the vape shop. Thank you, Luke. Appreciate you. Hopefully everybody in the shop isn't panicking like Peter right now, just running for the exits, in the corner, going down to the floor, holding themselves, saying, JJ, not again. I hope everybody's good in the shop. Who do you take over him if you're in the 6th spot? Boom. And then, of course, CD. I'm sorry. Did I not write CD on there? CD. So CD Lamb is the clear. Chase, CD, Bijan, Gibbs, Jeanty. This is my 1. This is my 2. This is my 3. This is my 4. This is my number 5. This is my top 5. I do believe you're going to get Jeanty. So to answer this question, my answer is Jeanty. There's no reason to believe that the regular world, the regular population of people in this world, in this existence, are going to choose Jeanty. I believe that will be a very easy call. Not Jeanty, you're crazy, says some name I don't recognize. That's a surprise. Okay, so dial into the show. Tell me what you think. This is my top 5. I'll even reread it so it's a little bit clearer. Number 1 is Bijan. Number 2 is Jahmyr Gibbs. If you're going RB heavy, if you want to go wide receiver, honestly, you could say this. You could say Chase, CD. So that could easily be a 2 through 4, 2 through 4, just kind of a tie depending on position of need. Although I still think I'd take Bijan 1. And then the clear 5 would be Jeanty for me. And I'm going to put a tier break there. And then you start talking JJ, then you start talking Neighbors, and you start talking all of the boys right there. But this is it. This is the crew. You might have Barkley. That's fine. Barkley, 430 plus carries last year. No, thank you. Jeanty over a toe issue with Neighbors and a bad team and a horrible quarterback that looks great right now in practice because that's what he does. Russell Wilson goes out to the Pro Bowl games. Okay, hit that cone over there. Who can hit that cone over there? Nobody. Oh, nobody. Oh, Russell Wilson. Boom, nails it. 5 out of 5. That's what he does. He's a showman. He's a circus quarterback. He's a circus quarterback. He's not good. Russell Wilson's not good. It's not going to happen. So you have a bad team in the Giants. You have a toe injury. No, you have a hamstring injury. We're putting a blindfold on and walking in. I'm not saying I don't take him in this first round. I'm not sure where. To be honest, I'm digesting this live. I'm not sure exactly where I put JJ yet. I just don't know. Just like you, I'm a human being trying to digest and take it all in, and I'm adjusting as I'm talking. But JJ's not in my top 5. Neighbors is not in my top 5, and I love both of them so dearly. I hold them so dearly in my heart. But I'm not drafting them over Jeanty, and certainly not over this trio here, and most certainly not over number 1, Bijan Robinson. Bijan. Let me go to the phone line real quickly. We got Ryan, other caller. Thomas, mute for a second. Go ahead, Ryan. You're live.
Hey, Smitty, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, bro.
I agree with your picks. Can I ask you though? Could you specify why? Because I'm a Jeanty fan all the way as well. Why Lamb over Jeanty?
Well, Lamb could be the number 1 overall wide receiver. Jeanty, still being behind Gibbs and I'm not saying Jeanty can't be the number 1 running back, but Jeanty being behind Gibbs and Bijan pretty steadily, whereas CeeDee Lamb, I could make an argument he could be the number 1 wide receiver taken. His situation's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. So that's going to give him a little bit of a lean. He's so locked in, bro. I mean, he could be the number 1 overall PPR guy outside of quarterback scoring. So I love Jeanty. But, I think I'm being bold enough on Jeanty. I think I'm being bold. We got people in here. We got haters in the chat going, Jeanty's not top 15. Brian thinks Jeanty's not top. He's 15. Okay, Brian says he's 15. Yeah, we know, Brian. We know. Saying Jeanty's 15 is like saying, yeah, the sun will rise tomorrow morning, Brian. We know that. Thank you for the obvious statement. But Jeanty, I think I'm being very, very generous putting him here. So let's not push him ahead of these other guys in redraft. I don't think you need to. This is the highest you'll ever have to take him is 5 in a redraft. But CeeDee Lamb is a baller, bro. He's a baller. He is. He'd be the number 1 overall wide receiver. Jeanty could be the number 1 overall running back, but are you drafting him over Bijan? No. Not a redraft. So could you draft CD over Jamar Chase? Yeah. So that kind of gives him that edge. But
sounds good.
I love Jeanty.
I'm all for the picks.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Later. All right, Thomas, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. So, I had a question, but you kind of answered it already about the Neighbors deal. I have the 5th pick in the full PPR draft. I have Neighbors. I want to take Neighbors at 5. I see him leading the league in targets. I see moonballs galore from Russell Wilson. I see him to finish as the number 1 player in fantasy.
Well, he is literally next to Jamar Chase. It's very, very easy to see that he's got that talent. But I mean, I don't know if you heard a word I've said about his toe. I think you want to ignore it. I'm not saying that if he's healthy, if he's healthy, bro, Neighbors could be the number 1 wide receiver for the next 5-10 years. Neighbors is the next Jamar Chase, but it does not sound like you're letting any of the risk absorb into your soul walking into 2025. And I understand that. I'm not mad at you for it, but everything you just said had nothing to do with his injury. You didn't say a word about it. That I like the way Russ is looking. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. He looks so fantastic. I'm confused when I watch Neighbors out there right now. He looks so good. But
I think he is the next Jamar Chase.
He is. No doubt about it.
And I think this year he could finish, if not one, at least top 3. If everything goes correct. I think the Giants play behind all year. They play Dallas twice, Eagles twice, Washington twice. I think they'll be down all year playing from behind.
If Christian McCaffrey, the same like funny thing we always hear Christian McCaffrey believers say, they're like, if McCaffrey's healthy, he's the best running back in the league, and it's not even close. Yeah. If LaDainian Tomlinson came back from the fantasy dead and played, and he was healthy, he'd be the number 1 running back too. If I had a tail, I'd be a much better host than I am without a tail. I mean, these are all things that we all wish we could, Christian McCaffrey, if he was healthy, such a funny thing. I mean, look, Russell Wilson always looks like he's a smoke show. He always looks so good in practice. I'm not saying he won't be efficient enough. He'll be way better than anything they've had before. Let me make that point clear. Yeah. Sure. But if this team is the playoff hopes are done, and they probably will be, they'll be cooked by double-digit weeks. There's gonna be no shot. What do they do with a player that has said that his toe injury he even told Kay Adams yesterday that it's like a mosquito, it won't go away. And she said, well, what about if you just squash the mosquito? He goes, you can't kill this mosquito. So he's basically telling you 5 different times through 5 different interviews, through 5 different reports that are not connected to one another. He's not miswording it one time that this thing needs surgery. And he said that he's on a management plan. He's on Russell Wilson's management plan that his guy put him on. And this is something he's like, we got a great plan in place. That doesn't sound like a player that when the playoff hopes are dead and the toes gets progressively worse every season. It's one of those things where he rests it up. It gets back to a point where it doesn't have any pain at the beginning, really. It's kind of a nuisance, but every single game that this guy walks through, caller, mute yourself so that background noise is muted. I'll come to you in a second. It's one of those things where every time he plays, it gets progressively worse. And by double-digit weeks, it's going to be hurting him. I'm not saying that he will for sure be out for the year at the end of the season and, have early surgery, but there's a damn good chance of it. I wouldn't even say it. There's a small chance of it. There's a pretty significant, logically speaking, why would they run a guy out there with a toe issue if the playoff hopes are gone when they can better their draft pick by taking him off the field? And I know some will say, well, Dable's job's on the line. Well, he doesn't always make those calls. It's not going to be up to Dable fully. It'll be a bigger, grander decision. So,
and they have a brutal schedule to start off with, too. They could easily go 0-6 or 0-7 or something like that.
It's a bad team. It's in many ways, Joe Scheinbach's, the way they run things, it's Mickey Mouse. I do believe there's some good in this Giants roster. Of course, I love Neighbors. I think he's fantastic. I love Cam Scottaboo. I love a lot about this roster if they get a quarterback. I don't believe in Russ. I don't believe that the rotational quarterback thing is going to be very helpful. I don't know that Neighbors lives in the red zone. I think Neighbors can be great in yards and all that, but you got to ask yourself, does Jeanty have a strong shot at 1,500 rushing yards, let alone, let's just say, 1,500 total yards?
I give him I heard you with the touchdowns earlier. I give him more with the touchdowns than the yards.
Okay, but what about
I give him.
What about, okay, but what do you think he averages per carry? He averaged 7 yards per carry in college. Go ahead.
4. I give him almost 4. I give him
4? 4?
Yeah.
4? The guy averaged 7.0 in college. You're going to give him 4 yards per carry?
He won't get that 7 in the NFL, that's for sure.
Bro,
Not even close.
No, H-Man got 7.8.
In the NFL?
Yes. No, his rookie year. His entire rookie year. He had 7.8 yards per carry. NFL history was broken.
Yeah.
Okay? This is a guy that averages 7 yards per carry. I'm not saying he gets 7, but let's give him a little bit of respect instead of saying 4, bro.
And the Raiders have a good offensive line. I give you that. We'll go with 5.
Okay. So you're going to go 5? You don't have to go to 5. I'm not making you push it to 5. You want to go 4.5, 4.7? Throw out a number out. Throw a number. 4 point what?
Yeah, we'll go with that. 4.5. We'll go with
4.5. How many carries does he get? Here, Brian, you settle down. Let's put Brian. Why don't you settle down in a 10-minute timeout? That way you can settle down. Go ahead. So, how many carries?
What are we looking at? 120, something like that.
120 carries. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta hang up on you on this one. This is 120 carries. What in the hell are you talking about?
Finish him.
Think he's gonna get 200 carries in there?
Call terminated.
Who's on the phone right now? Can we complete this exercise? Because I have a plan here. Let me go. Thomas, is this Thomas?
Smitty. Yeah, Smitty. He's still a rookie, Smitty. We've seen it before where we think these rookies coming out hard and they don't.
I thought I hung up. So Thomas, you were the one talking? You weren't the one that was supposed to be talking? I answered the call for the other caller.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know I was talking to Thomas the whole time. Thomas, this one's for you. Other caller called.
Finish him.
Okay.
Call terminated.
The guy's been out of turn the whole time. 120 carries? 4 yards per carry? Thomas, where are you? What have you been watching the entire offseason? 4 yards per carry, 120 carries. The running back that goes in the top 6 overall. Yeah, we'll give him 4 yards per carry times 120, so 480 yards. 4 times 120. Let me check my math again. 480 yards. That's a great season. We're in some trouble, boys.
You've just been.
All right. Who's on the phone line right now? Let's redo this exercise. 609 caller. Thomas, try back again. Wait about 10 minutes, though. Cool down. 609, what's your name and where are you calling from? Good Lord.
Ready, it's Heating.
Okay, Heating, give me, real quickly, before I go to your question, how many yards per carry does Jeanty have? You can tell me any number you want. Go ahead.
7.
No, be serious and real. He's not getting 7 in the NFL. I agree with that.
He's disgusting.
Okay, so just say something that the chat's going to be okay with. 5?
All
Are we
right,
okay?
5.5.
I'll go 5. I'll go 5. How many carries is he going to get? You say 120, you're out of here. You're gone. You're done.
No idea.
You're done. Give me a number.
Dino likes to fling it.
Okay, give me a number. Just give me a number. 300?
Yeah, let's go that.
300. That is 1,500 yards. Simple math. 1,500 yards. So when someone says I'm taking Neighbors over Jeanty, that's 1,500 yards. Let's give him 4.5 yards per carry times 300 carries. That is 1,350. Do you think he's not going to get the difference in receiving yards? No. So the bottom line is no matter what, he's getting you 1,500 total yards at least. It might be 1,500 rushing, but it's 1,500 total yards no matter what. Do you think he's getting you 10 touchdowns at least?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 10 touchdowns, probably 30, 40 receptions, bare minimum, and 1,500 total yards, bare minimum. Would you be drooling all over the place if I told you Malik Neighbors would get you 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns?
Well, he is going to do that.
Okay, but that would be an amazing number. Why not take the guy that's locked into it without the toe injury? Why would we even consider that this player right here, Jeanty, isn't locked in this top 5 when he's literally guaranteeing you 1,500 total yards and way more than 10 touchdowns? But we're just throwing 10, 12 touchdowns total. This guy's going to get you what you would dream any wide receiver would get you anyway in terms of yards and touchdowns. This is just a weird debate to be talking down Jeanty. 120 carries. What in the hell's wrong with him? Thomas, reset, Thomas. Okay, go ahead, Heating. What's your question?
I'm calling it because I just drafted another dynasty team, but I drafted him super young. So I want to know what you thought about it.
All right, hit me with it.
So we got J.J. McCarthy, Jeanty, Jonathan Brooks, Judy.
All right, hurry it up. No one cares about your bench players. Go.
No, these are the starters.
Go. Jonathan Brooks, you said.
Cam Ward, Bigsby, Travis Hunter, Rashid Shaheed.
Okay. Nice.
Shador.
Okay. What do you got on this topic? No offense.
I'm saying, what do I do with this team? I got all my picks, but I don't know what to do. I feel like we're too young to compete, but we don't have any picks.
Read the starters off one more time. Don't say Jonathan Brooks. Read your starters off one more time.
He is the starter. J.J. McCarthy, Jeanty, Jerome Ford, Tank Bigsby.
Go get Oh, you got Hunter. Go get Harvey. Go get Hendy. Go get Hampton. Go get Rice. Go get Mahomes. Go get those guys on the cheap. Use draft picks. Compile it with what you got. Build a winning team. You can do it now.
Appreciate you.
All right, later, man. Jonathan Brooks. It's almost as bad as the. He is a starter. What are we doing? Did I get hit in the head and wake up in a different year? Is it 2026 and I have no idea? He is a starter. How dare you? You son of a bee. He is a starter. You son of a bitch. He is a starter, damn it. I think we need that as a new video. Ready? Hold on. Let me fix this title. He is a starter. Okay, hold on. There we go. Ready? We're going to clip this. You son of a bitch! He is a starter! All right. Good Lord. What is this? It's freaking, we're an hour away from the main show. 8 p.m. Dial in real quick. Final phone call.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I love how you had to correct me. Bro, calm down. He is a starter. He's in there right now. I'm like, don't name your bench guys. He's like, I'm not naming my bench guys, Smitty. I'm trying to call for help. Jonathan Brooks is in the lineup. You better get him out. Heating. You might have a roster violation by even having him on the active roster. The commission might say, you're tanking, bro. One more time and you're out. Start pretending like Jonathan Brooks is in your lineup, let alone on your active roster. Jeez, man. Jonathan Brooks, what are we doing? This is Mickey Mouse show right now. All right, we'll be back at 8 p.m. We got one more super chat. I'm sorry, Space Monkey. Space Monkey's question. Are you still here, bro? Thank you very much. This might be dumb. Believe me, nothing's dumb at this point, Space Monkey. You're about to look like a rocket scientist. This might be dumb because of the answer best player available, but if you go Jeanty first, how do you follow that up with your 2-3 turn? Honestly, the bar's been set so low, I feel like I'm speaking to a mathematician right now. So this is probably the smartest question I've been asked all show, and it feels like the smartest question I've been asked all year, to be honest with you, Space. Nice question. Love it. Jeanty, you really are going to want to try and get a wide receiver if best player available allows it, as you eloquently mentioned. London falls, obviously that's great. If he doesn't fall, I'm still very much a Garrett Wilson guy, but I think you can get Garrett Wilson in that third spot, MHJ, JSN, you'll be fine in that third wide receiver spot, but I believe you get Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson falls, that's fantastic. MHJ I love. He looks really good right now. So I'd say Bucky is what I'm trying to pair with Jeanty. Obviously Achane if he fell. London, probably in order would be, and Achane probably won't fall, but you never know. I just have to say it. Jonathan Brooks is there. I don't know. Achane, Bucky, or Achane, London, Bucky. Bucky, London, you could swap that out any way you're feeling, frisky about it at the moment. And then when you get to that, you could even go Garrett Wilson, Kyren. Or if it's really early running back and Kyren goes in the second round in your particular environment, or your pre-rank shows Kyren's either a second rounder or he's like a late third. It just depends on what world you draft in. If you draft in, Heating, we got 2 Mickey Mouse calls. Heating giving 120. You better not take Jeanty when he's only projected for 120 carries, according to Thomas. God. I don't know. Yeah, so Jeanty, Bucky, Jeanty, Achane, obviously he's not going to fall, but Jeanty, London, Jeanty, Garrett Wilson, Kyren, or Jeanty, Kyren, Garrett Wilson. I love that. But try and get Kyren in the third if the ADP allows it. Try and get Garrett Wilson in the third if the ADP allows it. But you can't go, think about walking out with Jeanty, Garrett Wilson, and Kyren. Or walking out with Jeanty, Bucky, Garrett Wilson, Jeanty, Bucky, MHJ. Maybe you don't like MHJ, that's fine, but those are unbelievable start, my boy. That would be... Jeanty is the safest top 5 player after the big 4 are gone. It's just the way it is. People don't want to know about it. People don't want to learn about it. I can't help them. Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Jeanty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Jeanty stats all day, the other is for getting Hey, are you currently sitting at home and wondering, why am I such a loser? Why do I not know how to get chicks? Well, there is a solution. Draft Ashton Jeanty in your upcoming fantasy football drafts, and you'll immediately start growing hair on your chest. Those little testicles of yours will finally drop, and even though you still live in your mom's basement, you're going to immediately start getting hot chicks, all because you drafted Ashton Jeanty. Now, do you want to be this guy? Hi, I'm worried William, and my mommy just warmed me up a hot pocket, and I've never even talked to a hot chick. Or this guy. Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Jeanty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Jeanty stats all day, the other is for getting chicks. All right, put down the hot pocket. Go smash Jeanty ADP is what Dom's trying to tell you. By the way, I'm very shocked. We've only played that a couple times, though. I'm very shocked no one has a $100 throwdown to sponsor that video. For anybody that doesn't know, anytime you drop a $100 holler, I'll throw your name on the video of choice, and you'll sponsor that video all year. And when we press the button over and over and over, it shows your name. And if you want your name on that video every time it's played, or this video right here, drop a $100 holly and let me know when you want to be listed. I'll see you at 8 p.m. and I'll leave you with the Scataboo long form video.
What is that smell? Someone needs me.
Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scat Man!
He's the Scat Man. He's scatting all around. Scoring loads when he's called upon. He will ground and pound. Scat Man, yeah. He's the guy you call when things go astray. Scat Man can score all day. He's the Scat Man. Scat Man. Scat Man. Scat Man.
Scat Man will score TDs. He will make you get on your knees and say, please, Scat Man, I beg no more. I've had enough of your touchdown galore.
Please, Scat Man, I beg no more. I had enough of your touchdown galore.
Both videos available for the taking. $100 holler if you want to jump on any of those. Cookie Monster, appreciate your $2 holler. And then we got one final caller on the phone line. What's your name and where you called from? Real quickly. Phone caller, you're live. Real quickly, you got 10 seconds.
Jonathan Brooks is a starter.
Who is this? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Johnny from Florida.
All right, Johnny, hit me with it.
Just a quick thing. Do you think there's a chance that we'll be drafting Amari and Hampton over Jeanty going into next year?
No. I think that it's easy to be like, oh, is this the BTJ to the neighbors or is this the BTJ to the MHJ? It sounds like a R&B song. Is this the BTJ to the MHJ? I don't think so. I think that Jeanty is going. I think you should be ashamed of yourself for even saying that about Jeanty. I love Hampton, but Hampton is like Marshawn Lynch. Not saying style necessarily, stylistically. I'm just saying, like, where did you draft Lynch over and over in fantasy over the years? Number 8, number 12, number 13, number 7, number 8. That's where Hampton can probably live, which is damn respectable. I don't think I'm being disrespectful at all. But Jeanty is Adrian Peterson. Jeanty is Tomlin.
I love Jeanty too.
Okay. All right. Put some respect.
Jeanty too. It's just it was just because like the Chargers, better organization, better O line, better quarterback.
But why does everybody say the things they say about the Raiders, who are a completely revamped team? Let's let the Raiders show us what they are. They're about a 90% different team. So let's not get lazy with the but the Raiders the Raiders. We don't know what they are. Geno's an efficient quarterback. Bowers is the number 1 tight end in the league. Jeanty might be the number 1 running back in the league. They might have the 2 best players at those positions. We don't know what they're going to be. And to judge the Raiders line, not saying you are specifically, but anybody out there judging the Raiders line or like the peanut breath, whatever his name is in the chat, that just said that the Raiders are trash. You're talking you got in the DeLorean and went backwards. We're going in the DeLorean forward. And to even suggest that you know what the Raiders offensive line is going to do for Jeanty when they didn't have a running back last year, they didn't have a quarterback last year, their offensive line production can't be judged off last year, let alone it's differently coached. It's got different players inserted all around the entire offense as they've drafted and done different, moving around of players, adding players. This is a completely different unit. It's just insane to me that we're talking about the Raiders 2024 production and how the offensive line played. Does anybody that trashed on the Washington Commander offensive line when I said the same thing, shut your mouth about the Washington Commanders offensive line? The mere presence of JD5 will fix it, let alone they're going to fix it. Where are those people? I haven't heard a single person come back and say, Smitty, you were right about the Washington Commanders offensive line. Not one person. And guess what? Not one person's coming back on this one. Call back at 8 p.m. Not one person's calling back on this one either. I'll see you at 8 p.m. I'm live whenever news breaks. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm live every single Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, which means we'll be back in an hour. I'm also live whenever news breaks, like I just said, and I'm live at midnight Eastern almost every single night to draft with you on Underdog. So if you want to draft tonight, do not scramble to sign up later. Sign up now. Hit this link. I just dropped it. I'll pin it in the live chats in the description of every video. The minimum's only $10, but they'll match your first deposit 50%, all the way up to $1,000. So if you want to draft tonight, you have to hit the link now. Sign up and be ready. Be ready. If you want to draft with us, be ready. But Smitty, the Raiders last year. Smitty, the Raiders are so bad last year. Oh, hold on. We got Jake. Appreciate Jake. You still here? Cookie Monster, you still here? Both of you, real quickly. I got your super chats here. PPR contenders, send AJB and Metcalf for MHJ. No, that's too much. No. AJB's not done yet, Like, I'm not saying I'm not worried about him, but you can get a lot more for that. I don't even hate where you're headed to try and maybe maneuver right now with those pieces, but you're buying MHJ at a ceiling value when he doesn't have that value, so it's not smart acquisition cost, bro. So you got to figure out something different. You're buying MHJ as if he played like Neighbors last year, and you're hopeful he does, but you can't buy him at that price. Would you give up your 2026 second for Tank Bigsby? Yes, Cookie Monster. I would smash that like a bucket of cookies, my boy. Hair into it, Cookie Monster. Hair into it. Thank you, Cookie Monster. Thank you, Jake. Jake, you still here, right? but have Kyler. So just curious. Well, Kyler has nothing to do with it. I know the stack feels like it's something that you need, but that's best ball. Stacks aren't a thing in non-best ball. Jake, appreciate you. Cookie Monster, Space Monkey. Luke, appreciate you Luke, with that listen at the shop. Tell everybody at the shop I said hello, Luke. Space Monkey, thank you for the first super chat of the evening. I'll see you all at 8 p.m. Eastern. Deuce.